We're back again, and this time we're going to be looking at digital noise. Now, I've used the same image that I've used for the blemishes, as you can probably see very quickly, because it also has a lot of noise in the shadow areas there. And if I look in the preview here as I move my loop around the shadow area, as you can see, the noise is quite apparent there, coming up as a whole lot of JPEG pixels that are not rendering very well together. They're not nice and smooth. So let's see what we can do about this. Well, one of the easiest ways to deal with digital noise I've found, and I'll look at another way in Photoshop, but I find Camera Raw's functions to be the best for working with digital noise. So there's a little icon up on the top here, opening Camera Raw. I'll just click on that and it'll open up this image in Camera Raw. And unfortunately the whole of this screen doesn't fit in the window as I'm doing this, but you're not missing much, only the buttons at the bottom there. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to click on the image and just have a look just to see. I'm zooming in here, and it's got the zoom tool as the default tool, and you can see that digital noise there, quite apparent in the shadow areas here. If I use my space bar, I can move around, and again all that shadow area has got a fairly excessive amount of noise in there. So how do we fix that? Well, in Camera Raw, the procedure is normally to work through these icons one by one. So you go for the basic things first, where you can adjust a whole lot of things here, and we'll get deeper into this as we go. Then you can go for the tone curve, then you can go for working on the detail, and this is where we want to be for the noise reduction. So here I'm going to use this slider for noise reduction on the luminance, and I'll drive it up to about there, and it's done a pretty good job immediately. And I'll change the color as color noise reduction as well, just to see if that's going to make much difference there. It's not really doing an awful lot there. I'll just drive it up there a little bit more, but I'll go for that luminance slider again here, and I'll just use my space bar to move around this image and just see how it's affecting the rest of the image. So the detail's still pretty good. If I hit the P key, it changes the preview to toggles between the preview and what you've done. So looking at that shadow area there, you can see that we've dramatically reduced the amount of digital noise in there. And again down here, if I press the P key, that was before, and there it is afterwards. So an ideal way of working on your any images with digital noise to fix it up. The alternative is, if I open this now in Photoshop, so just double clicking on the icon brings it up in Photoshop, and I didn't actually commit those changes to the image there, so here we are in Photoshop and it's still got those problems. And there is a filter in Photoshop for working with noise, and the reduce noise dialog allows you to work with it. But as you can see here, it's already set for a strength of 6, and if I drive that all the way to 10, it's still not doing as good a job as, or even if I reduce the color noise all the way to 100%, it's still not doing as good a job as was done in Camera Raw. Actually, preserving the details is what we don't want to have. But we want to lose the details a little bit to minimize the noise, so that wouldn't help at all. And if I go to the advanced setting here, all it's allowing me to do is work on each channel by channel. So there's the red channel, the green channel, and the blue channel, and you can work on them individually, reducing the noise. But I'll cancel that because I still think the easiest way to work on this is to work with Camera Raw. So pretty simple procedure if you're just doing it in Camera Raw, and it does a fantastic job.